Are we duping the gold or are we duping the Metropolis? Hi guys, I'm Kendra Morgan Official, and today I'm going to be duping for you guys the mini Metropolis palette using only Sydney Grace eyeshadows. Here it is. If you want to see some juicy swatches, such as what's on my arm, stay tuned. I like to put out content weekly centered around makeup brushes that aren't Morphe, single eyeshadows, and sunscreen. So if you like that kind of content, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. You know what? I should have probably actually duped the brush as well, but I don't have one that I think would work. And I think she uses synthetic, doesn't she? Yeah, I think she does. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything that I would use. You know what? I should probably, at the end of this video, just put a little excerpt in on a ColourPop brush, because I think I'm thinking of a ColourPop brush that might be a good dupe for it. So stay tuned until the end, and I will dig through my ColourPop brush roll if I can remember where I put it. I got for you guys here the Sydney Grace dupes for the mini Metropolis. I need to stay in one spot until I finish my thought, because you guys are seeing me move all around. I felt like this color story has been seen a couple of times over. Not only is the Metropolis very similar to the gold, and now we have the mini Metropolis, which features 4 shadows from the Metropolis palette and 1 exclusive. I can't remember which shade is exclusive to this palette, but I don't think it's anything worth, you know. So at any rate, you can dig up whichever shade is exclusive to the palette and then possibly pick up that one in the Sydney Grace. And I think it might be this gold one or something like that. I'm not sure. It's probably not even worth mentioning, really. So without any further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on the swatch party right now. Starting off, here is my dupe shadows. They're all going to be by Sydney Grace, and we're starting out with Aztec Ruins. I think this shadow is discontinued by Sydney Grace, so check Tim Talia's blog for some dupes. But it's a beautiful shiny gold, but it leans more towards that orange that we're looking for, that burnt gold shadow. Then Mango Tea, I mean, fits the bill. It's super pigmented and quite creamy and buttery, just like in Natasha Denona's formula, and that's going to dupe that second shade in the palette. I did not write down the shade names. I apologize. This is kind of just on a whim, but you know, you get my drift. I think it's a little bit lighter. To be a little bit lighter, maybe a little less orange and more yellow or macaroni and cheese. Okay. Believe it or not, Aqua Fever is the shade that I chose that best dupes that center shade in the mini Metropolis. It's really not that green, but if you swatch it next to a green shadow, if you swatch it next to a blue shadow, it does look more teal green. So I felt like this actually fit the bill. And when I looked at the actual swatches, it was pretty darn close. Dark chocolate matte brown. It is I would call it a medium to deep shade. It's super pigmented and creamy and buttery. I think Sydney Grace mimics Natasha Denona's formula pretty closely. I wouldn't say exactly, but it's fairly close. And then Summer Magic's going to finish off this mini palette, and it's just a nice creamy buttery beige, nice brow bone highlight, bone shade you could set the lid with. Very utilitarian, useful, and I really like the color selection. It did catch my eye, so if it caught your eye as well, you could consider these Sydney Grace shadows. Maybe you already have some in your collection, or maybe you just want to add to your collection a shadow that is going to dupe the shade that is new featured in the mini Metropolis, and there you have it. Those are all the shades and their names. I think this palette really went together well. It's got a lot of utilitarian shadows. I felt like it was extremely easy to dupe. It was almost a rapid fire. There was a couple of swatches here and there made. For example, I did spend some time on the green shade because when you look at it in the pan, it looks green. When you swatch it though, and you see the swatches on Natasha Denona's website, they look more aqua. A little bit more leaning green, but definitely has very much that blue in it. And I don't think there's any shades that are exclusively green in the Metropolis. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I didn't really pay attention to it. I like the shadows in the Metropolis palette, but I'm also very happy with the gold palette. You guys know I recently purchased it, so I have a good feel for some of those shades and how they feel, and I think that Sydney Grace really hits the mark. So if you already have some of these shadows in your collection, please let me know in the comments down below which shades you have, and what do you think of my dupe selection from the Sydney Grace collection that I have. Let me know also in the comments down below. But wait, there's more. So I did find the ColourPop brush roll, and this dirty stinking thing here. I just got done using it. You guys will see some B-roll. But I found that the ColourPop E23 looks kind of similar to the Natasha Denona. I just whipped out this brush roll here. I reviewed it a while back, and many of you guys are interested, and I think I got some subscribers off of that. And I really think that it's a really good fit. Now, I don't know if ColourPop sells this just by itself. I want to say that they do, because there was only a couple of brushes that were featured in the brush roll that weren't actually featured as singles. It won't look exactly like this. I believe it has a white handle with a silver ferrule, and then the bristles are just white. But yeah, this is a really good brush. Like I said before, I've always used it as a kind of like a backup roll, so I haven't used it in a little while because I haven't done makeup on other clients in a while, but I think it's a really good synthetic brush. I didn't even check. This would be a full size brush. It's not going to be, it wouldn't be a travel friendly brush or anything like that, but you know, it would do the part, and it's definitely going to be affordable. Now at the $25 price point, you're looking at, you know, maybe $20 for the palette and then $5 for the brush essentially, and I feel like that is about the price of the ColourPop brushes. Sometimes I think they go up to like $8 for a single brush, but generally you can always get those on special. So I hope you guys enjoyed what I did for a dupe for the brush. Let me know what you think down below, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.